Hello again, welcome back now for our next keynote session with Jithesh Pillai, former Digital Procurement Manager at Puma Energy, on how procurement outsourcing drives efficiency and maximises value. Plenty we can take from this one. Hi Jithesh, how are you?
Hello, I'm well. How are you?
Yes, very good, thank you. This show has absolutely flown by. We're well into the afternoon of things now. Well, the virtual floor is yours. I'll hand over for your presentation and then I'll be back at the end with any questions. Over to you.
Okay, thank you so much. Yep. So I have shared my screen right now. Okay, so the topic that I have selected for today's keynote is procurement outsourcing. Yeah, so much has been happening in this area since decades. Yeah, so all in all, what we will see is that how this particular strategy drives efficiency and adds value. However, I just don't want to, leave it out stating those benefits. I would just like to highlight, those related aspects that's associated with procurement outsourcing, the decisions behind, and the overall strategy that businesses can adopt. Yep. Before we get into procurement outsourcing, let me just share some information about me. Yeah. So I will just share my professional experience. So I started with Infosys in 2012 as a procurement associate, and later on worked with GP and further Clariant, which is a chemical manufacturing company, and then Puma Energy, it's an oil and gas company. Yep. So throughout the scope of my career, I have been involved in procurement operations, both on the operations side, process improvement side, as well as leading projects. Yeah. So further, when it comes to certifications, yeah, so I have completed CAPP and then Prince 2, which has really helped me in, conducting projects as well as delivering them based on the business requirements. Yeah. So with this credential, let me jump over to the agenda of this keynote. So we will have a look at the introduction to procurement outsourcing. What is it? What are the elements that's considered as the benefits? Yeah. Then market insights and growth in the outsourcing sector for procurement, strategies for increased efficiency and maximizing the value. What are the key trends happening as of today in procurement outsourcing, and some factors to consider before businesses make the decision to outsource, and then finally a short case study. Yeah, so this is what we will look in the upcoming slides. Okay, so let me just start with the introduction. Okay, so one quote before the introduction. So here goes a famous quote by Richard Branson that companies should outsource whatever they are not really good at, and they should focus more on the core activities. Yeah, so this is what is put here by Richard Branson, that everything in your business can be outsourced. Yeah, only if you are not emotionally attached to it. So with that quote, let me delve into the introduction. Yeah. So what is procurement outsourcing? Yeah. So outsourcing basically refers, transferring or delegating some specific identified parts of your procurement activities to a third-party provider. Yeah. So this is what it basically means, and there are several areas that needs to be focused on. So when it comes to the different components within procurement, yeah, you will have purchasing, you will have sourcing, which is more of an upstream activity, you have supplier relationship, managing supplier master data. So these are the vital areas that happens in procurement activities. Yeah. So with the strategy of procurement outsourcing, what can be expected? What are some of the merits here? Yeah. So you can see core competencies first, so which means that businesses can focus more and more on their product innovation or other value addition that's more towards the final product. At the same time, they can outsource like the operational activities, with focus on business strengths. Much time would be left over to really focus on the final product. So core competencies can be developed. Yeah. Secondly, expertise, that's available in the outsourcing pool of third-party service providers that can be leveraged, because the service providers deal with multiple clients across the world. So whatever advancements or progress that they are currently into, it can be shared with the core business. Then cost efficiency, with a planned and thorough approach, certain cost savings can also be obtained, meaning all those transactional aspects can be moved over to the third party, and then there can be further stress on different performance metrics which can be focused on the negotiation or the contract managements. Competitive edge, because you get the exposure of the third party, you can leverage their network, their knowledge, their tools and technologies to create more value. And then finally, process standardization and compliance. Many times it happens that there is no proper segregation of duty within the business. So when there is the outsourcing setup happening for a company, it can be ensured that whatever policies or risk management or even compliance adherence has been considered as the best practice, it can be fully adopted for this new business, which decides to go for outsourcing. So all in all, these are some of the way that efficiency can be gained, the knowledge can be leveraged, and there can be a proper and smooth systematic planning of procurement operations. Yep. So let's have a look at the types of procurement on a very broader level. So all in all, you have two types of procurement: direct and indirect. So direct deals with procurement of goods or services that goes directly into the final product. So for a chemical company, it can be the chemicals. For an automotive company, it can be all those engines, tires that goes into the final product, which is the car, or the particular automobile. Indirect is nothing but all those goods and services that doesn't go directly into the final product, but they are necessary for the day-to-day operations. So this means that for any manufacturing company, it can be like the marketing leases or office supplies, any kind of rentals. So these are the areas where the businesses can be using for operating on a daily basis. So here, when it comes to procurement outsourcing, what can be witnessed as of today is that there is more of indirect spend that goes into procurement outsourcing. And direct spend is moving out of the business again towards outsourcing models. However, it's more controlled, as well as the retained organization would like to keep it because it has a direct impact on the quality of the product or even the service output. And it's considered as quite critical and risky, when it comes to the decision of outsourcing of direct spend. Then let's have a look at the market segmentation here, that how the overall outsourcing model is segmented. So again, on a very high level, they are segmented by solutions and by services. So by solutions, it refers to all those different software or technology solutions that we have today in market. So you can see here that there are companies like SAP, Ariba, Coupa, GP Smart, who are specialists and experts in providing such tech solutions. On the other side, you have these services solutions, which means actual operations, and this has to do with contract management, strategic sourcing, procurement consulting, and the procurement operations. So some of the companies that deal with such services are like GP, Genpact, Accenture, and there will be a further list as well, which will be listed later on. So this is how the segmentation works. And you also have several industry verticals, like say banking, financial services and insurance, energy, utilities, professional services. So the models might vary based on the management, the industry type, as well as the location. So that was all about the introduction to procurement outsourcing. I hope you got some idea behind what it is exactly. Let's have a look now at the market insights and the growth. Yeah. So this is a report that's being picked from the business research company, and it showcases the trend that's visible for procurement outsourcing globally. Yeah. So, based on this report dated Jan 2025, what is visible is that the outsourcing market for procurement is expected to see rapid growth. The forecasting from 24 to 25 is 4.78 to 5.52 with a CAGR of 15.5. And if you see the further progression here. Yeah. So what we can see here is that by 2029 it is expected to rise to 9.02 billion, and the compounding annual growth is estimated at 13.1 percentage. Yeah. So all this growth, it can be attributed to several reasons. Yeah, like cost efficiency, businesses more interested in savings, in going for cost saving activities or drives. Then companies would like to focus on their core competencies and give away all those operational aspects to the third parties. There's also other topics coming up like strategic sourcing, not mindless purchasing or buying, just getting some quotes from suppliers. Things have become much more strategic right now, where the focus is to get the best item with the right quality, price, and delivery. Yeah. So these are like some of the reasons that can be mentioned as the causes for such an estimated increase. Yeah. So let's have a look at the major market players and the preferred outsourcing destinations. So here, naming a few like GP, IBM, Accenture, Infosys, Oracle, yeah, WNS, Wipro, these companies with their headquarters in the brackets. Yeah. So these are like quite well-known companies who have proven their expertise as well as results when it comes to outsourcing. Yeah. And country wise, you can see some of the preferred destinations today are India, Philippines, Poland, and the choice exactly depends on the business. Yeah. So there are two aspects here when it comes to selecting the country. One can be like if they want to go for offshoring completely, like from US, Europe to India, yeah, an Asian country, it can be purely cost savings model. Or nowadays, with all these global situations, yeah, or the impact on the economy, one can also think about nearshoring, like the company based out of Europe can outsource the operational activities to Poland, or in US, like they can go for Mexico, because the time aspects as well as the schedule is not that varying. Yeah. So for faster turnaround and the response times, this selection can be made accordingly. Yeah. So next, strategies for increased efficiency and value addition. So what are the respective actions to be taken before we go for outsourcing decision, as well as once you take that decision, what to do exactly in order to ensure that the performance as well as the expected benefit is going to be realized. So first thing is choosing the right outsourcing partner. So gone are the times when we would simply like look for a company, a third party service provider who can just get into the transactional activities. Nowadays it's more of consulting, sharing expertise. So from the available list of third party service providers, you got to select the right one based on ample analysis as well as analyzing the current situation, yeah, with the respective company. Second is establish clear communication channels. This means that because such outsourcing models happens between different regions, the communication has to be very much clear and open. Yeah. So it shouldn't leave any room for confusion. Thirdly, the monitoring of the performance. So what was expected and what is happening right now, things won't change in a day or two. What is required is the progressive realization of the expectation from the client. Yeah, so that's what needs to be monitored on a timely basis. Then there has to be regular audits and assessments in order to see that things are not slipping by, and any non-compliance aspects are highlighted and revealed then and there. And then as a final step, it's about integrating technology. So it doesn't mean that when the process was outsourced, things have to remain exactly at the expected level. It can also go beyond expectations. The third party service providers can also be contacted further for any technology developments happening in the process of procurement. As you can see in the market today, there are plenty of tools and technologies available. So all these aspects can be jointly connected in order to gain more value as well as efficiency from the outsourced setup. Yeah. Okay, let's have a look at the key trends now. So, with the procurement outsourcing as a strategy taken up by businesses today, what is exactly business expecting, as well as what is the set of deliverables that the third party can offer as of today? Yeah, so you can see first that there is increased focus on automation, AI, and data analytics. So things are moving from quite some time, like from manual to a semi-automated and then to an automated approach. Yeah, so you can see with the different applications that's available in the market. With automation, you have UiPath, you have like case flow for workflow automations. And in AI, there are several technology available as of today, and even in data analytics, obtaining the key info, yeah, from the data, that where exactly there is some repair required, or what is the best area for improvement to be taken up quickly. So all these things can be obtained from automation as well as AI. So there is quite increased focus there. There is also a shift towards cloud-based solutions happening. This means that we have quite many service providers like Workday, MS Dynamics 365, and then we have Oracle Cloud Technology, where the user need not worry about all those infras, hardwares, and it will be more of real time with just login credentials keyed in. One can just access the applications. Yeah. Then emphasis on strategic partnership. What this means is that the clients or the businesses as of today are not looking just for simple transactional activities. Yeah, they are going beyond that. They are looking for more of expertise, more of consulting, and what can be done in order to improve the existing processes. Yeah, so this requires more of strategic relationships, both with supplier as well as the third party. Yeah, and then growing importance of sustainability. So it's all about how are we utilizing the resources that we have from a people, planet, and environment perspective. Yeah, so there is increased focus. One can look at this in two aspects. One is this particular business selecting a third party service provider based on certain metrics. Yeah, like how are they hiring the labor, or how are they setting up their infrastructure. Is it like through some deforestation, or is it done through accurate or proper licenses? Yeah, and again, the second aspect is that even businesses would require assistance of the third party service provider in order to see that who are those supply base that can better provide us those products and services with the best sustainable scores. Yeah, so you have today applications like Equadis, then Integrity Next, which exactly helps you to understand the ESG scores of the vendors that you're dealing with, and then accordingly it helps you to avoid any kind of risks in the future. Yeah. So let's have a look at the factors to consider before outsourcing. So the first thing is that what is the current situation with the business? This is what one has to think about. I mean, largely the management. So what are the capabilities in? Are there any capabilities, or is it like all the work is done by the business who is supposed to do something else? Yeah. So they are moving away from their core competencies and doing some transactional work. So that kind of analysis has to be done first. Then with the outsourcing, it certainly takes a toll on the existing company culture. There can be some impact on the headcount in the company. So all such metrics have to be evaluated. Then determining strategic alignment and risk for outsourcing. So this is again two ways. So one is the company's larger goal in alignment with the decision of outsourcing? Yeah. Secondly, like how about the data privacy? You have this GDPR from Europe and other aspects with the data, like how well or how safe my data is. Yeah. So this is also something to be thought about. And then assessing market conditions impacting outsourcing. So can we simply outsource because we see some cost savings? There are also other aspects to be thought of, like the global economic conditions or the war situation. Will this business continuity be in place, or how is it, or everything will go for a turmoil? Yeah. So these are some of the aspects to be checked in before taking the decision of procurement outsourcing. Yeah. So there's a case study finally that has to do with a company which is a luxury bathroom fitting supplier, Hansgrohe. So they have optimized their procurement operations with Yager. So Yager has an e-sourcing solution that can be integrated into the existing SAP system, and then this integration allows for more of automation and enhances the supplier communication with the automated workflows. So you can see some results here, like they reduced their manual processing efforts to almost half. Yeah, the response times for the offers from suppliers also decreased by 2 to 3 days. There has been a reduction of almost 14 days, yeah, in the global sourcing scenarios, which is more to do with those import situations. And then when it comes to the adoption of the portal, 75% of the suppliers have adopted it. Yeah. So this is just one single case study amongst the hundreds and thousands of case studies out there. And as you can see, as a trend, it's also evident that the retail manufacturing companies are more open to outsourcing compared to, like, say, aerospace or pharmaceutical companies. Yeah. So again, this is how the trend looks like, and with the market growth and dynamics that we saw, things would change further, yeah, as businesses starts prioritizing their core competencies. Yeah. So that would be it from my end, and thank you so much for your time. And I would hand over my voice to the host. Yeah.
Thank you, Jithesh. Really appreciate that. You fitted so much in such a short space of time. Thank you so much for that spin through outsourcing and how it can drive efficiency and maximise value. One question for me, really, because traditionally a lot of people will have thought outsourcing, it's a cost issue. It's to get the cost down. It's to make some savings, and maybe the quality doesn't come with it. Do you think that's maybe an outdated view now?
For sure, it's an outdated view. Today's, third-party service providers are much more evolved with all kind of experiences that they have had in the past. And nowadays, it's not just about cost savings, but if you want a structured approach, if you want a proper governance model in place, if you want to have, better relationships with supplier, better master data management, in order to avoid any supply risk, then for sure, outsourcing companies have a lot to do with allowing such positive things to happen. Yeah, it's not just about cost saving or even restricted to there.
And finally, a bit of advice from you, if I could, if there are organisations out there who are considering outsourcing, advice from you about how to go about picking the right partner there, because it's not a relationship you want to get wrong. How would you go about that? What's your thoughts on that?
I think there can be a certain set of points that can be placed. However, I would always stress, based on my experience, that just analyze what is the current situation with my business. Yeah. So once that is understood, like, do I need to prioritize a certain automation which won't be of much meaning to the management, or would I just want to get these things standardized? So I would also always go for a personalized approach here, that you first find out that what are the things that you are lacking, what are the things you would like to have in place, and with an RFP or the RFI, you can always get such information from suppliers. Yeah, that if they can just solve these problems, or are they over providing you any solutions, or are they under providing? So there has to be a thin balance here. Yeah.
Thank you, Jithesh. That's fantastic advice. Really appreciated your time, and thanks for joining us here at Procurement and Supply Chain Live Singapore.
Thank you for this opportunity. Yeah.
You're very
Thank you
welcome
to the
indeed.
team.